Hello, everybody. We are in Karanji Lake. What's it called, Sarika? With the feathers.
Open up.
Okay, I'm gonna let this go.
2018. Yeah, that was the. क्या हुआ?
So back in August of 2018, it was little less than a year that a year since I got married. I got married towards the end of November 2017, and one of the mornings we found ourselves in a forest. Mainly because of this particular place, we could make Mysore our home. And that beautiful place is Karanji Lake Park, and I'm sitting in Karanji Lake Park right now, and really glad that I'm able to share something that I know about this lake park which has been restored. So if you ever come down to Mysore, you can visit this place. I don't exactly know how big is Karanji Lake Park, and the Mysore Zoo Authority actually handles or manages Karanji Lake Park. So maybe they also talk about it in unison, that the entire zoo and this thing is about 200 acres or 222 acres. But on Wikipedia it says that this place is about 90 hectares, of which 55 hectares is the water body and about 35 hectares of what they call foreshore area. So Sarika, what do you like Karanji Lake Park or do you not like Karanji Lake Park?
I love this place. I really like it because there are so many trees and plants around. It's so colorful. You also get to see birds, different types of birds. We have peacock, we have peahens, the colored ones and the white ones. Then we have peafowls. We have some ducks. Just behind me is a lovely lake, and we have some ducks and ducklings and pelicans, kingfisher. We have a lot of birds over here. And then we also have some beautiful, what do we call them? Squirrels. Yes, I love squirrels.
But there's a very interesting story to this lake park or to the lake itself, and it's a bit of the kind of stories that I think we should see a lot more often in India. Karanji Lake was polluted. Karanji Lake used to have sewage dumped into the lake itself from the city. It was becoming really bad, and it was becoming really polluted, and it was becoming a place where earlier a lot of birds used to come from different parts of the country, and I'm guessing also from different parts of the world, but they were no longer coming back to Karanji Lake Park because of the pollution. Not just the birds, even the aquatic life, the aquatic ecosystem that the lake used to boast of, that was getting destroyed because of the sewage. And Mysore, for some reason, has a lot of these stories where restoration has happened, things have gone from being really worse to sort of becoming better with time. And that's when in around 2003, I don't know the backstory, but I do know that from 2003 the Asian Development Bank, they provided a loan for the restoration of the lake and for building a lake park. There's a body called Karnataka Urban Development Infrastructure Development Finance Corporation, KUIDFC or something like that. They and the Karnataka Zoo Authority of Karnataka, ZAC, they got together and they started restoring first the lake. It was a very long, tedious process. They desilted the entire lake. They took out sewage. There was 30 centimeter of silt across the lake. They started planting, a lot of plants which were good for the lake. They also converted it into a place where tourists could come and enjoy themselves. People from Mysore could come and enjoy themselves. And they changed the entire place the way it was, from the way it was to where it is now. It's about 50,000 rupees are made by the Zoo Authority on a daily basis at Karanji Lake. Why do people love Karanji Lake Park? There are a few attractions. Now the first one is that it's a lake park, right? So it's really beautiful. It has lots of trees of different kinds. There are bamboos, there are cacti, there are banyan trees. I mean, you name it, and I think that tree would be here. Of course, I don't think they have a lot of fruit-bearing trees like mangoes, sapota, and all that. But you do have a lot of other trees, and it's almost like a forest. So, like I said, when I came here first time back in August of 2018, just spending a couple of hours in this place made me, calm down. I was able to think better. I was able to have better conversations with Sarika, my partner. So those are the things that I think are the first attraction. Just spending an hour or two in this place can make you feel like you've taken a break. Number two, there's an aviary. I think that's how the word is pronounced. It's an aviary where there are birds of different kinds. There are peacocks, there are white peacocks, fowls, and so many different birds with waterfalls and trees and everything else. So that's another place where kids really enjoy. So do families and adults as well. And you can see peacocks sometimes. Actually, what do you call it when they, they are, of course, they are not they are not they are not flowers. So I can't say that they are in full bloom. But what's it called, Sarika?
They call for, it's actually, it's in the rainy season when they open their feathers and that's a call for mate.
Mating, yeah. Well, okay, anyway, you get what we are trying to say, right? So let's just leave it at that. You can see peacocks dancing or whatever it is. Yeah, with their feathers.
Open up.
Okay, I'm going to let this go. The most interesting one, which most tourists miss these days for some reason, is the butterfly garden. Now that reason, I said some reason, but the reason is that actually if you go towards the end of the park, you will see a gate and the gate will say no entry. I don't know why they are doing that, because actually right behind the gate is a bridge which takes you to an island, a beautiful small island, and that island is the butterfly garden. The butterfly garden was restored in 2018 and I think, if I'm not wrong, they spent about a crore or maybe less, maybe 20 lakhs, 1.2 crores maybe was for the park itself, and the butterfly garden was 20 lakhs, which was authorized by the tourism authority of Karnataka. Now the butterfly park or garden, it's simple to understand, right? It's about butterflies. So if you come during the months of April, May, June, July, I think till the end of monsoon, then you will be able to see a lot of butterflies. What they've done is that they grow a lot of plants in the butterfly garden which have nectar, which attract butterflies. Now, interesting part about the butterfly garden at Karanji Lake Park is that unlike some other butterfly gardens that you will see in India, it's not a captive garden. So they don't keep the butterflies captive. It's an open sky, open to sky sort of island and garden, where because of the plants that they grow, butterflies get attracted and they come during their season. So that's one really interesting thing. We've walked to the garden. Today is the first time. So this is probably my fourth or fifth visit to, this is my fourth or fifth visit to Karanji Lake Park. But this was the first time that we got to see the garden. And thanks to you. You know why? Because I decided to do this video, and that is when I started researching and I realized that there's a butterfly garden towards the end of the park which we have not visited. So because of you guys, I got to go there. There is also a sad story associated with the butterfly garden. I don't know the day or the time, which year it happened, but someone committed suicide from that island, or someone tried to commit suicide. There was no fencing to the island earlier, so somebody jumped into the lake, and that was not a very good incident. And after that, the zoo authorities actually stopped letting people go to the garden. What that did is that the butterfly garden pretty much became defunct. It also fell out of memory of people, and it wasn't a great thing. But eventually the zoo authorities again decided that they will restore the garden, they will replenish it, and that's when they applied for funds, and with the money that they received, they made it like a really nice place. We loved the garden. There's like a butterfly design in the background. And it's also nice because you get a different view of Karanji Lake Park. You can see some birds and you can see other islands as well. So all in all, it's a beautiful place. So if you do ever find yourself in Karanji Lake Park, there are a few things that I recommend that you do. Number one, make sure that you walk the entire park. Number two, make sure that you go up to the watchtower. There's a bird watchtower. If you come there's another tip. If you come early in the morning at about 8:30 is when they open it for visitors and for tourists. If you come at 8:30, you will find the park completely empty, not a lot of people. People start arriving after 10. So you can go up to the watchtower. If you're lucky, you'll have it to yourself. You can have a 360-degree view of the park. So that's the second thing. Go up to the watchtower. Number three, if you do have the time and the intention, you can actually hire bicycles, cycles, and you can cycle around the entire park. So we did that last time and it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it. And go to the butterfly garden. And those are like what, 4 things that I asked you to do. But the other important thing that I want to tell you is that take your time. Okay, look around. Don't just think of clicking pictures. Also try and identify the birds. Look at the squirrels. Look at all the trees. Look at the flowers. Take your time. Slow down. There's a lot more that you will be able to see than when you are just walking around and thinking, let me just click a few selfies and get out of this place. Hey, if you liked that video, then go ahead and follow Eccentric Sachin. You can also go ahead and smash that subscribe button and hit the bell notification. Until we meet in the next video, keep traveling. What I wanted to tell you guys is that one, if you come here as a tourist, it's 30 rupees right now in 2021 in March. And they also have an interesting program where you can actually come to jog. They say that 5:30 a.m. the park is open. That's on the board, but the guard told me that you can come at 6 a.m. I'm guessing that they just don't want to be here so early. But you can pay 10 rupees and you can even jog in the park. If you go to the zoo, to the Mysore Zoo, over there you can buy a pass, like a monthly pass, I guess a quarterly pass or even a yearly pass to come and jog. So you just need to show your pass and come in. And I think it'll be absolutely wonderful to jog in this place every morning. Sadly, we don't stay so close to this place. We are about 5-6 kilometers away, so may not be something that we'd like to do every day. Like I said, Karanji Lake Park is one of the most successful projects of restoration. Beyond that, I also want to tell you that the Mysore Zoo Authority, after restoring Karanji Lake Park, they restored Hebbal Lake, which I think was funded by Infosys. It's close to the Infosys campus or is inside the Infosys campus. I'm not very sure. Haven't been there yet. Then there is another park called, let me just check my notes. I actually read up and do stuff for these videos. So one second. It's called, it's called Lalitadripura Lake. It's on the foothills of Chamundi, and over there also the Mysore Zoo Authority, with all of its experience with Karanji and Hebbal, they've been restoring that park as well. So yes, we need to support more such initiatives, but at the same time respect these places as well. And if you're ever in Mysore, or if you're already in Mysore, do come to Karanji Lake Park, enjoy yourself, and make sure that when you get back, you are completely rejuvenated and you are able to embrace all the challenges that every day and every work day and every day in life throws at you.